If you're in debt and you're ready to pay it off as fast as possible, you've come to the right place. Today I'm going to talk to you about paying off debt using the debt snowball method. If you've heard of this method but are still a little fuzzy, I'll help clear things up for you. If you've never heard of this method, this might be exactly what you're looking for. Thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people have paid off debt using the debt snowball method. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Cameron from Triggator. I'm here to help you win back your financial freedom by keeping track of your money, saving for the future, and paying off debt fast. If that's something that you need in your life, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and get notified each time I put out a new video. One of the main benefits of the debt snowball method is it helps you quickly feel like you're making progress. Seeing results is a huge motivator to help you keep going. Paying off debt can feel like a huge burden, but if you see your progress along the way, you're more likely to stick to it and get rid of it once and for all. Before we dive into the debt snowball, there is a pre-qualifying step that you should take. Believe it or not, the first step to getting out of debt is starting an emergency fund. I have another video here that talks about it, but having an emergency fund will wean you off of using your credit cards. You won't get very far with paying off debt if you're still going further into debt every month. And let's face it, things can happen in life. You can't get around having an unexpected emergency show up at the most inconvenient time. So let's say you start chopping away at your debt and you're making progress. You've paid off a credit card, you're feeling great, but then something happens and it's unexpected. Maybe a water heater breaks, maybe you get into a terrible car accident, or your kid breaks their leg and they're in the emergency room. There are 1,000 different things that could happen. If you don't have a savings built up to fall back on, all your hard work that you were putting into it just went out the window. You'll probably pay for that emergency with a credit card that you just paid off, and it sucks really bad. Not only did you have to deal with a family emergency, but now you have another financial burden and all your effort is gone. It can be emotionally traumatizing and it makes a lot of people feel like giving up. So it's super important that you have at least $1,000 in your savings account that is only for an emergency. It's insurance for all the things that insurance doesn't cover. Personally, I had $2,000 before I started paying off debt, but just get the money as quickly as possible. Sell some things, have a yard sale, cut back unnecessary expenses. Do whatever it takes to get that money fast. If your mom was on her deathbed across the country and you couldn't use a credit card or borrow money to get to her, how would you get over there quickly? This money will be a lifesaver the next time Murphy's Law comes knocking at your door and you don't want to use a credit card. So now let's get started with the debt snowball. The first thing you will need to do is collect a list of all your debt payment amounts, interest rates, and total balance. You don't need to include your mortgage, but you should include any personal debts or family members that have lent you money. Once you have your list, you'll want to put it in order, starting with the lowest balance first and then moving to the highest balance as the last debt on your list. We're not going to focus on the interest rate or the payment amount right now. That's not how the debt snowball works. There are other debt payoff methods that you could focus on, but your focus with the debt snowball method is to see progress quickly and to stay motivated so that you can keep going. So now that you have your organized list, it's time to put together your plan for paying it off. You're going to need to start overpaying on the first debt on the list. For all the rest of the debts, you'll only pay minimum payments. Any extra payments you make on this debt will go toward the principal balance, and this will save you a lot of interest and allow you to pay off the first debt quickly. As soon as the first debt is paid off, now you move all of the money from that debt to the second debt on your list. So let's say you paid off credit card A and now you're moving to credit card B. Keep paying the minimum payment on credit card B, but add all of the minimum payment from credit card A and all the extra money you were paying on credit card A. And that will expedite paying off credit card be even faster, and then you'll do the next one in line. Keep going down the line and snowballing the money from one debt to the next. Keep paying minimum payments on everything but the single debt that you're paying off. So where do you come up with the extra money to put towards this debt? Here are a few things that you could do. First, start with a full budget. Figure out where you're spending all your money and start making decisions if your money is serving you and going where you need it to. You may need to cut some expenses, especially if you're maxed out and you don't have anything extra to put toward debt. I have another video over here that will give you some ideas on what expenses that you can cut. Start with the easiest things, like things that you don't really need or don't really use. If you have excess spending on things like eating out or entertainment, it's time to rein those things in. You might even want to reduce your 401k for a short time to come up with some extra money. Some people recommend cutting it all together, but when I was paying off debt, I still kept a small percentage of my paycheck in a 401k. So reduce, yes. Eliminate, probably not. It depends on how old you are, how much you already have saved, and how fast you can get rid of that debt. Try coming up with a couple hundred extra dollars to put toward your debt every month. The more the better. Think of it as a temporary change to put yourself into a way better place in the future. You won't have to cut things out forever. The sooner you pay off debt, the sooner you can put some luxuries back into your budget. So the second thing that you can do to pay off debt faster is get an extra job. You can deliver pizza, work for DoorDash or Uber, go work for a restaurant as a server. Get a second part-time job somewhere. Again, it won't be forever, and all the extra money you earn should go toward paying off that debt. Depending on your situation, you could potentially work out a plan to be debt-free in 1 to 2 years. If it takes a little longer, don't sweat it. You're not failing. It took my husband and I 4 years to become debt-free, but it was worth it. It freed up so much money that we could spend on other things that were important to us. The last but maybe the most important thing you can do to stick to your plan is to keep track of your progress. If you don't see progress, you might feel discouraged and quit. At Triggator, we've built a budget app that will build the debt snowball right into your budget for each paycheck. You can follow the steps that I've outlined in this video by listing all your debts in Triggator and then entering the amount that you can put towards debt. If you choose I want to stay motivated as your option for paying off debt, Triggator will keep a debt payoff plan that's based on the snowball, paying the lowest balance first. It will show you a projection of how soon you can become debt-free and how much money you will save in interest if you follow your plan. Triggator will also track your progress, so as you go you can see how you're doing and you can see that debt melting away. Your spending plan will show you how much you should be paying and which debt is in line to be paid. Triggator will automatically adjust your spending plan, so as soon as you pay off one debt, it will move on to the next one to keep the momentum going. This was my secret weapon when I was paying off debt. It kept me motivated and I could see progress along the way. Now, some people wonder if the debt snowball is the right option because you might not save the most interest. It depends on your debt and the interest rates that you have. Sometimes the snowball and the avalanche method are very similar in terms of results. You could watch this video next if you want to find out the difference between the snowball and the avalanche method. You can also switch the method in Triggator to save the most interest, and it will update your plan. This will show you how soon you can become debt-free and how much you will save. Run a comparison based on your debt and see how well you can do. You can get a free 30-day trial of Triggator in the links below. Let me know if you have any more questions in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. As always, I hope you enjoy life more and worry about money less. We'll see you next time.